Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey. Welcome back to another episode of, man, we're still wrestling with this. But let's go with this res life until one of our listeners has a better idea.
Let's just wear it.
I'm just going to own it. Mm-hmm. You know what? If you don't like it, fine. This res. Okay, here we go. Let's start.
We need to. I feel like we need the NPR voices though for that.
Oh, real close to the mic
and kind of quiet.
I don't even know. I don't even
Welcome to
Very
This Res
pastoral.
Life.
There we go. Let's do that. This morning, or what is it? Gosh, this is awful. We're already off the rails, but that's okay. That's on brand. Mm-hmm. Should we start over?
Yeah.
Welcome to This Res Life, everybody. Welcome back. We have an interesting episode today because we're about to kick off our adult formation classes and our student formation classes. Basically, all of our formation schedule that we've been working on is about to kick off at Res. And Father Ryan, who oversees all of our formation, adult formation stuff, and Melissa Gray are here, who oversees our family ministry and youth. They're going to talk to us about what classes are being offered in those spaces. And since I'm here, I'm teaching one of the classes, I'm going to share a little bit about that. Mm-hmm. That was a great introduction. Mm-hmm. Father Ryan, you have some notes. You've come prepared. Could you give us a rundown of what we're kicking off?
Yeah, well, so just because podcasts are they're not necessarily time. People might listen to this later, or we don't know when. We hope all of our listeners are listening to it this week, the week it comes out, and so all of this will be like future information. So this Sunday, all of our fall classes are starting.
September 7th.
Thank you. September 7th. Nope, that's great. September 7th. We encourage everyone to register now. So that we can prepare well for the classes. We know who's coming. And we have three course offerings. So I'll just give the rundown of those three quick. And then one of the reasons why I wanted to be on the podcast to talk about this is because Scott did a great job of kind of describing each of the courses. But
He's really good.
Yeah.
By the way.
He was great.
Say he's really
this
good.
last
Really
Sunday.
good at
He's really warmed up to
announcements.
this.
Yeah.
He is. And yet, talking about some of the topics, mystagogy, life together course, they don't necessarily mean a whole lot unless we can
Right. They need a little more.
unpack it a little bit more. So that's why I'm hoping to do this for people who might be interested but not sure what they should do.
And I'll say, if you listen to this podcast, the registration is free with the discount code Res
Life.
Life 20. This Res Life 25. So there's a little
So go
incentive.
ahead and hit the pause button. Click that
ResAustin.com.
registration link.
Smash that like and subscribe. This is going to be a rough episode, guys. Ryan, what do we got? What do we have? What do we have to look forward to in these formation classes? Give us an overview.
So first off, we have a what we're calling our Life Together course. And if you've been with us for a while, you will have participated in this in some version or another. For the last, how many years?
12?
4, 5, no, not that long.
4
5
It
years.
felt like 12 because we had the COVID business
It
going
was
on.
5. We did one of the courses during COVID.
That's right.
Over Zoom.
And I feel like if we do it during that season, you automatically add 5 years.
That's true.
I mean, look at us. It took at least 5 years from us.
Yes. So we kicked off this thing called the Life Together course, and it originated as 3 separate courses called the Welcome class, the Shape class, and the Send class. And it was for people to understand and kind of get an essence of Res. I don't know how we want to. It's the heart, what we believe, our postures, and everything that kind of. If you wanted to sum it up in as short of a way as possible, this is who Res is. You take the Life Together course to really understand. It's a part of our membership process, or it has been in the past, where we say you got to take at least part of this for that. So what we've actually done now is we've kind of gone through it again and tried to synthesize it to make it a little bit more concise, a little bit easier. And we've taken it all into one course. So that all of these, we've taken the best parts and the parts that make the most sense and brought it into 6 classes that will involve that movement of Welcome, Shape, Send, which we'll get into in the class. But it is kind of the heart of Res in a lot of ways. It talks a lot about the gospel of the kingdom.
Yeah, that's where it starts, right?
It's where it starts with the gospel of the kingdom.
And by the way, can I just say,
Go for it.
if people hear like, oh, I know the gospel, this is why we started the class, right? You're right, Melissa's face of skepticism. It's because the word gospel gets thrown around a lot. It's sort of it can become a buzzword. And we have found that actually people just have really varying definitions of that, and often not like totally wrong, but just emphasizing different parts of a greater story. And so for us to understand who Res is and what we're up to, it's not just so Res specific. It is very Res specific. I mean, it's about us, but it's in a bigger picture about the church, about our call as Christians. And so the gospel of the kingdom is where we begin to map out that big picture of like, what's this all about? In fact, I forget the title of the first class. It's so good. Do you guys remember that title? It's amazing.
I don't know because I'm not sure if that'll stay.
Oh, really? That's changing.
It might be. No, say what you were going to say.
No,
It's
fine.
the gospel in the kingdom, I think, right?
Well, it's
No?
way better than,
it's way better than that.
Sean's version of it is pretty good.
That's what's written on the whiteboard.
I know. He's hacking things in great ways. But back in the days when I was given free artistic range to be myself, the title was, and you have to do it with hands, The Story of Everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so good, man. It was so fun. It was fun for me, I should say. Anyways, what else, Ryan? What comes to week two?
I think it's great. I think one of the I think behind that class, and this is for a lot. This class is intended for people who are newer to the church, newer to the faith, even or people who have come from the church and maybe have been wounded in different ways, or just rethinking things, who haven't taken it before. I think what we do is we take some of these common things in Christianity and we try to unpack them in ways that people may not have heard before.
That's right.
So, like you're saying with the gospel, or later in the class we talk about mission, and we talk about we do like highlight the fact that mission has been used in lots of terrible ways in the past, but how do we reorient our understanding of mission at Res to be something that's good, that really reflects the gospel of the kingdom and what we believe about the gospel of the kingdom? Or how do we think about formation in ways that aren't loaded with a ton of baggage for people, but in ways that are fresh and actually really meet them in ways that really transform their lives,
So like if someone's new to Res, these are the six, this is what I love about it. These are the six most essential concepts and practices of the Christian life as we see them.
Yep.
And so it'll introduce you to Res, but it'll also help people who are maybe coming from religious backgrounds and people who are not coming from religious backgrounds, get everyone on the same page about these six essential concepts and practices.
Yep.
And I think the way the course is done, it does it in really creative ways, really like fresh ways, gives us a fresh take. And I love teaching that class when I could in the past, and it's a blast. So if you haven't taken it, you're going to want to take this.
Yeah. So just to be clear, this is if you are new if you're new to the church, if you're new to the faith, if you've not taken this class before, I encourage you. This is like the great place to start before you do anything else. I think it's a good primer for Res in a lot of ways. So I'm excited to see all the faces. I will be teaching it primarily. There may be a few other voices that will help either lead or facilitate and things like that, but that I'm excited to get to know some folks through that course. And then second, for those...
And by the way, can I just say the 6-week format of the whole Life Together course, as opposed to like a year and a half, I think is really great.
Yeah, me too.
And it doesn't cover everything that we could cover, but it introduces all of that stuff and gives us space with all the people in our church to then walk out some of those other concepts over time.
Yeah,
even in different classes.
The way that I try to describe it is like, or the way that I'm hoping to describe it is like, it is some of the language of Res, the language of how we understand life together as a community that helps us then go deeper in other ways in the life of the church after you take it. So it gives you some of that kind of fundamental language that will help us all be able to communicate well as we do discipleship and journeying with Jesus together.
Yeah, right on. Cool. Okay.
And high schoolers are welcome to join that class.
Yep.
If they've never taken the course before.
That'll be that's a great class for high schoolers too.
They have choices this go
so
around.
cool.
We do have, it's absolutely open to high schoolers as well. And a lot of our high schoolers have actually taken
It's true. They have.
the courses, so they have now graduated on to the next course.
Nice.
But anyone's welcome to come and participate.
Cool. Okay.
So the second course we have is for those who have gone through the Life Together course already in some form or another, and that's something Sean is going to be teaching called Mystagogy and Mission. And I'm going to let him unpack this because...
What do you think? What do you think it's
Wait,
about?
wait, wait. Do you
can guess. I'll give you
should
3
we
guesses.
tell them? Should we define the word mystagogy, or should we wait and make them take the class? I mean,
It's kinda
that's what Scott
mysterious,
said
right?
on Sunday.
That's true. I think you should not ever define it.
Throughout the whole class.
And then at the end of the course, people have to try to define it and see how close you got
Yeah,
to.
at the exam at the end of the course, that'll be the only question. No, so this mystagogy is it's a teaching of the mysteries. It's a pedagogy of mystery and pedagogy. See, I keep like using words I got to define the teaching methodology around the sacred mysteries of the church. And mission, I mean, we will also redefine that to put some nuance to it. But by that, we mean the things that God is doing in history and in the world. Like, what is God up to is another way of saying mission in our mind. So mystagogy and mission is, well, let me back up. In the 4th century, when people were preparing for baptism or recently baptized, they would be introduced to the sacred mysteries of the church, aka the sacraments. And those explanations were actually withheld from people until they had entered the life of the church. So you would see in the 3rd and 4th centuries, people being dismissed from the church before the word of the table, before everyone would come to the table. They could hear the readings, they could hear the sermon, but then they had to leave for this like mysterious feast.
Oh yeah, because like you said on Sunday, part of like you didn't have to actually receive communion; you could just look at it.
You could just look at it. That's right. So, I mean, there's like a really rich history of all of the sacraments in the life of the church, but this is one of them. And what I really appreciated about this teaching methodology was, first of all, acknowledging that this stuff is weird. It's mysterious, and it does require explanation. Part of the patristic understanding of the sacraments was you actually can't just understand them rationally. It actually requires the eyes of faith that only baptism affords you. So you can't even if you have like, it's not a sort of intellectual capacity issue. There's something that the Spirit does in us to peel the scales from our eyes and help us to see the work and presence of God in different ways. And so now in baptism, we are invited into these sacred mysteries of the church. And there's all kinds of really historic, rich teachings about it. But the reason I recovered that and sort of reconfigured that for a look at mission in the life of the church was because there's often this assumption that mission and liturgy are 2 different things that the church does. And this class is actually exploring how they're not disconnected. They're actually inseparable. They require one another. To participate in the liturgy, I mean, what do you think you're participating in other than the mission of God? And that's really where the wondering begins. So, and what I mean by that is when you're participating in the liturgy, you are walking the story again of God creating all things, redeeming his people, the sending of his son, and our anticipation of the parousia, the moments of fulfillment at the end of the age at the table when we all gather together. It's all a glimpse into that. So we're not just like going through the motions, we're actually living out a story that we are currently involved in. And that story that we call the liturgy is also the mission of God. And so the class is actually wondering, what can these sacred mysteries, these like difficult to perceive presences and activities of God, teach us about how God is at work in our lives and in the world as well. So if we're not conflating liturgy and mission. This sounds like really abstract, right? We're not conflating these 2 terms, but we're saying they actually really depend on one another. And so I'm saying, well, if that's true, then how we are formed to participate in the liturgy affects the way that we participate with God in the world. And so we're going to explore that. And it looks very, it looks like, I don't know if I've ever taught a class like this. This is, by the way, an outworking of doctoral work that I did, I think was like over 5 years ago. Again, felt like a decade ago. The idea of this was to like help people reconfigure an imagination for God's presence in themselves and in material things and in the world, which is a really hard thing for us to do as modern people. And so we do weird things in the class, like there's a lot of silence. We sit with baptismal water and consecrated hosts and wine. We look at art. We listen to each other. We do exercises after the class. Like, okay, now I want you to take this idea. I want you to try this sometime this week in your life. And there's just a lot of space for us to inspect and zero in on those little pinch points that maybe we've never considered that make us assume that God is far away and not really doing anything. And come and confront that with the reality that we see in our communal life and in the sacraments, which is, no, that's not true. God is present and at work. So we'll see. I haven't taught it in a while, but I love this class, and it's sort of a baby of mine, my own personal project that I offer to you guys. Like, well, I got this dusty old class that we haven't done. I don't know why we've not done it. We just haven't done it in a while. And you guys were like, well, this is a great time. Let's try it. Mm-hmm. So that's the idea. And it's also really great for students as well, because I think like kids and students get mystery better than a lot of adults do. And their imaginations aren't so squashed the way so many adults are. So this might even be easier for them in a lot of ways, but in either way, super interactive, super exciting, I think. And there's no telling what's going to happen in this class. That's what I love about it. It's kind of unpredictable.
Because it's very discussion.
Very discussion.
Based.
Yeah. I have some teaching, but a lot of the wondering and the answers come from participants. So who knows what happens?
What came to mind as you were talking was this idea that we can often, as Christians, be functional atheists in our lives. And so things like church on Sundays and what we do with like liturgy and worship is very disconnected from life in the world. And so what you're trying to do is bring those things together and just sit with it and kind of demand our attention almost to like focus in on this idea that what if God is in the world at work? And, you know, we may think and believe in our heads that God is real and at work, but do we live that way?
Right.
That's a good question.
I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's a personal question because I think I wrestle with that question, still.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Well, there's a lot more to say about it, I'm sure.
Totally.
But for those of you who have gone through the Life Together course, I don't know if we want to say exclusively. We encourage, if you're new, to go to the Life Together course.
For sure.
But if you've gone through that already, I think Mystagogy and Mission is a really great next step into kind of the things we're trying to do at Res, the kind of formational work we want to take everyone through and go through ourselves in a lot of ways. Because we're always... I think anytime I teach any of these classes, or I'm going through that same work myself. So it's always it's always good to revisit it. So, but we have a third course available.
I have a question though.
Oh yeah.
What if you're a person who has taken part, because the Life Together course was 3 courses. What if you've only taken Welcome? Should you take this new Life Together course?
I would say that is a great question, Melissa.
I'd say yes, dude. Take it.
I think it's...
You like how she springs these questions on you once we hit record?
Yeah. No.
There's no heads up, right?
Well, it's just like Sunday mornings when people ask this stuff and I'm not prepared for it. So I'm all for it.
All right, play a little jazz. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would say use your own discernment. But if you have questions and you're not sure, just email me and I can help you kind of discern what makes the most sense. I know some people have maybe taken 2 of the courses, and so it may feel like going over a lot of material that's the same. But I also can imagine that it could be really good work for people to take it again.
Yeah.
And there's no right answer because we will offer both of these in the future.
Right.
So if you decide to go with one, you can always go back and do the other one.
And I'll say for people have taken the Life Together course multiple times and they find something new in it every time.
Yeah.
Well, and like when I took the Life Together course, you taught the Welcome class. Ryan did not. Wasn't teaching the Welcome class. So it's going to be different because
I guarantee
the teachers are different.
that I will teach it differently than Sean does.
Yeah.
No one's surprised by that, of course.
I get it, dude. I'm a little.
No. I'm not. This has nothing to do with you.
I get it. I'm kind of
something.
Yeah, I don't know what the right word. I'm like offering these words to myself. Like that's not the right word. I don't know. But we all know what I mean. The listeners know, right? Little mad scientist-y sort of.
You're
We're
great.
all different.
Yeah.
And how we teach.
We're all special in the eyes of God.
Everyone's special.
All that to
Anyway.
say, I don't want to, like, this last course is actually really, I'm excited about because my son's in middle school and I'm pretty sure he won't listen to this podcast, although he did just get a phone. So maybe he will listen
What
to
if he
this.
gets way into podcasting?
So Thaddeus, I encourage you
What's up,
to go to the
What's up,
class.
Thaddeus?
We have a third class that's specifically for our middle schoolers.
Yes.
And so, Melissa, I know you've been kind of working on this behind the scenes. Would you like to share a little bit about?
I would.
Hey, Melissa, can we talk?
Yes.
What's your class about?
We can be really honest. The class is called Hey God, Can I Be Honest?
Oh, that's what it is. That's what. Dang it! I almost had
It's
it.
okay. You're close. It's kind of
Same idea, right?
But the idea behind the course is to teach students to be able to ask God questions and to question God and who God is and get kind of practice in that and lean in a little bit to the fact that maybe they're wondering, is God real or is God something I should follow? And so that's the premise of the course. And each week they'll be talking about one or two attributes of God and then reading short excerpts from the Bible that kind of give background information about that attribute. And then they'll have time to reflect and journal about whether they believe that these attributes are true about God or not. And we are encouraging them, if they're like, no, I don't think God is trustworthy, to name it and like wrestle with it and really think about it and share it in the course.
Well, why is it not alarming to you when people have doubts or questions?
Because it's normal. We all have doubts or questions all the time. We just don't always say them out loud. And that's part of the course. It's a devotional book written by Meredith Miller for teens specifically. And we're adding a few more pieces to it. But they are going to get a book that they can like take home. And we're not going to do all of the devotions, so they can continue working on it at home if they want to. But I think it's good practice and God can handle it. In the intro to the book, this will be week 1. They're going to read a verse from Psalms where the psalmist is actually doing this very thing. The psalmist is questioning God out loud. And so the author pretty much says like, hey, you can do this because we see examples of it in the Bible. God can handle it. God can take it. And God actually likes it when we question God.
And in fact, like I would argue too, as a parent, you want your kids to question in your company.
Oh yeah. Because they're going to do it.
They're going to do it anyways. And it's not bad. It's actually, that's the thing is like we even talking about it like, well, they're going to do it anyways. It makes it sound like it's not a faith-filled action, but it actually is. Like people don't doubt or question things that they don't take seriously. Right. So the fact that we're asking questions, having doubts and wrestling with this is an artifact of the fact that like, this is worth taking seriously. This is important.
Right.
And to do that with people that you love and trust, that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Well, and the whole point is we want to build their trust in God.
Right.
And they can't trust God if they don't know who God is. And so we're also kind of trying to get them to think about the Bible as not just a book of stories, but a book that tells you more and more and more about who God is. And so when you read scripture verses, like one of the first 2 devotions that they'll do talk about God is powerful and God shares power as 2 attributes of God. And they're going to read the creation story to show examples of how God is powerful and recognize that the creation story is not necessarily a story of how the earth was made. That's not the point of the story. The author of the story is trying to get you to learn more about God by telling the story of creation.
I love that. I think that's interesting. Well, if that doesn't entice you, then I don't know what will. That sounds pretty cool.
It should be fun. There's going to be games and hopefully lots of like discussion and like some safe spaces to question. And also for them to come home and be able to talk to their parents more about it.
Yeah, I think, that's what you just said there, I think is really critical I think about my son, I think about other kids who are in our church and even outside the church it's not just that they have questions, or they're questioning God, but it's like they want to know that they're not alone in it too, right? They want to have a place where they can come together, and part of faith is being able to do this together, right?
Communal.
It's not something you're intended. So it's not just a family thing, although families are critical in helping support this work with our kids, but certainly coming together as other Christians or as other kids together and with the leaders in the classroom, I'm excited for them to be able to do that together. I think it's good work.
Yeah.
This is a pretty sweet lineup, guys. If you look at the whole picture of the Life Together course with the sort of 6 concepts and practices, rethinking some of these essential things, and then mystagogy, rethinking mystery and God's mission in the world, and then with the middle schoolers, just rethinking how they can think with God even and who God is. There's going to be a lot of thinking going on, or a lot of rethinking going on. And I think this is like the perfect time to do it. We have, it's such a fresh season in the life of the church. We're kicking things off. There's a place and a resource, it seems, for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
And I'll say, I think it's really important for middle schoolers to really interrogate who God is and decide if they actually want to follow God.
Right.
Because that's part of their path to confirmation. Because they get to decide if they want to be confirmed or not. And being confirmed is essentially saying, yes, I want to follow Jesus and be a part of this church community.
Yeah,
And
this doesn't happen by default, right?
for sure. Yeah. Your parents aren't making this decision for you. You are. And so this is part of your journey in figuring out, is this something I want to do?
Yeah, that's great.
So how do people, what do we need people to do if they want to do these classes?
Yes. One quick thing before that, because we also do have another offering. We have, and this is important, especially for parents to know.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we do have childcare available.
Oh, we should have started with
Which
Yeah.
could be the best part of this entire thing is we get all of our 4th graders and younger. So 0 to 4th grade. That's a pretty big window right there, but they all get to go to the gym.
Yep.
And just go
Rage.
crazy, and it's a lot of fun. I've been in there many times.
Can I ask,
And
can I
they
ask,
play hard, so they'll be tired.
They will be tired.
can I ask a question? Like, what if parents are like, I don't need a class right now. I just need to sit under the trees in peace with a cup of coffee. Can they drop their kids off at childcare and just
They
sit there?
can, as long as they volunteer to help 1 week.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
If a group of parents want to sit outside and chat with each other, sure.
I'm just thinking of people who feel a little burned out and saturated. Maybe they just need a minute.
Yeah.
Do we need to include that as one of the options?
Yeah.
Maybe we
or I don't know.
We'll see. You'll see. Well, go to the registration to find out if that's an option, I guess. But yeah, just so you know, like for all of your parents out there who are wondering what am I going to do with my younger kids, there is the opportunity to that. But we do ask that all the parents sign up for at least one of the Sundays to be in the gym with them.
Yeah. And you can list all the Sundays that you're available, and I will try and validate your request.
But what happens for all of if it was me, I'd be like, but what about the week of instruction I'm missing? How am I ever going to recover and get back on track with the rest of the class? Do we have a solution for this?
We record it.
We're going to do our best to record
Aren't
everything.
we really? Look at us.
I can't promise that.
Oh, so this is unsure.
Well, we're
will do our
offering.
best.
We're offering. This is. We should also name that this is the first time we're offering class choices.
I already have a solution in my head for how we can record at least the audio, if not the video,
Yeah.
of both classes.
We'll have some version of a recording, and we'll definitely have follow-ups with a lot of information for people to work through.
Sweet.
Regardless if they can be there, because there's going to be people who can miss or who will miss for lots of different reasons. So we'll make sure people are caught up for sure.
Yeah. So if you can't come every Sunday, still sign up for the class.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So to get back to what you were asking before is how do we sign up?
yeah. So where do you take my money and sign up?
Well,
It's free.
No, get out of here with the discount code. That's
and
crazy.
guys, there's going to be donuts
oh,
yeah, not
Free.
only
Again,
is it
what we
free,
should
and
led with.
coffee.
donuts, coffee, so your kids will be nice and
that's what the episode should be titled,
Listen.
Alex. Donuts, coffee, childcare.
and they'll be nice and sugared up, but we'll run off the sugar
Yeah.
before you get them.
Yeah, they'll be nice and tired when they go home. So no, we have a registration link in our newsletter. We're going to send out a dedicated email, some texts. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to sign up. You can go to our website and sign up there. Yep.
And what if they forget to sign up and then show up on Sunday? Should we turn them away or?
They can still come, but we might publicly shame you. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
We would
as
never
the rector,
do that.
I'm going to say we're not doing that.
We would never do
I'm taking
that.
a stand. No shaming. People are totally welcome to come. And I'd also say this is actually a really great time to invite friends.
Yep.
Especially people who aren't used to the church or have no religious background or maybe have been to like a not helpful church in town here, of which sadly there are a few. This is a great time to like come to Res and be reintroduced to the faith in a way that I think is honestly really, really helpful, especially for those who are disoriented, frustrated, deconstructing, like one foot out the door, or others who are just like, I've been a Christian for a long time. I could use a little like refresh. I have longed for my relationship with God to be something I'm more present to and that feels alive. Oh man, this is, I think, a really helpful time to jump in with people to wrestle with these big issues. So if you're a human being with a pulse, basically what I'm saying is, I think you'd benefit from these classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really good at pitching classes, huh?
So good.
I really mean
Scott's really good at it
He's
too.
even better, actually.
Yeah, we'll find out this Sunday.
We'll
If you're
find out. There's like Thaddeus is in your class. That's it.
We'll see how many people sign up for each class. And
We should put a thing. Did you hear about this from the podcast?
Ooh, yeah.
Selected.
How'd you hear?
Yeah. Did
How do
you
you
do
hear
a
about
a
this?
Google search?
Podcast,
Did you hear from a friend?
Did you?
billboard.
Instagram.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. We're excited. We've got everything ready to go. We're just excited to jump into this with everyone, and I can tell there's a lot of people who are looking forward to this
Same.
as well.
Same.
People are excited to get back into class season. So
Yeah,
So
it's-
sign up.
Sign up. It's a new season. You're not going to want to miss this. Thank you for listening to this episode. This might be the shortest episode in human history for
So
our
efficient, guys.
podcast.
you're welcome.
And but look in your inbox. Look for. If you miss the communications, I don't know what to tell you guys, but we'll pray for you to find them and see them. Sign up all your kids. Give us a good account for what we can expect for your family to be there, and invite your friends. Let's get after it. Thank you guys for taking time to talk about these courses. And Ryan, thanks for leading us with adult formation and laying all this out so clearly. And Melissa, thanks for your work with youth. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right. Till next time. Peace out, everybody.
Yep.